STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Listen to this, okay? Just listen to this for one moment, okay? And we'll come right back.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries, okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow Sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap.
Ah.
By the way, that wasn't AI. Okay? That was facts.
What a piece of information to have. Yeah? If you find these videos interesting, ladies and gentlemen, before we even get into this one, as you can see, Double O is ready to launch and share a few points with you guys. But before he goes ahead and fire these points at you, be sure to like the video, okay? Subscribe to the channel for sure, because if you do not subscribe to the channel, how else will we transform your mind? Of course, we're also on X as STAKKFin and Spotify as STAKK. Double O, fire eraser.
Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
That didn't come out of my mouth. It's right there.
I think that if you look at it, it's kind of like, I want to say common sense, but it's not common sense because they say common sense is not common. But if you observe around you, you see that for the longest of times, there's always hunger in Africa. There's always kids that need help.
Poverty.
These people always need donations to help them out. There's always wars and all these crazy things. So from outside the African continent, you would imagine that the moment you step foot into Africa, it's just this hell of a place where everything is working against you. There is no way you can succeed. The leaders are just corrupt left and right. The people are suffering, living in trees. It is no doubt. It is no surprise.
Thanks BBC, National Geography.
Yeah, exactly, right.
World Bank for that.
I cannot blame the Westerners for having this ignorant mindset about Africans. I told you when I came to this school in high school, when I came to this country in high school, I had people telling me that I used to live in a tree.
The African booty
scratcher. All that kind of skit, all that type of bullshit, right? But for a place that is so horrible,
so poor,
it is interesting that we always have conversations about all these natural resources that are coming out of this place at the same time.
That phone on your end, that TV, that car that you drive, where you think the natural resources are coming from, for you to enjoy that leisure, that convenience.
Yeah. I pray to God you can see the contradiction. You cannot be such a horrible place that we need to get people away from. I mean, look at us. We're here in this country now, right? Because we cannot even prosper in our own motherland. So it's this horrible place you need to get people away from. Everything is broke. We need to donate to them. But everything that makes the world rich comes from there.
Makes the world go round.
How? Carry on, brother.
So, I travel back to the continent frequently. And I notice this every transaction that I make, especially if it's international. For Africans to transact with Africans, guess what? The transaction have to go to Europe first.
Oh, shit. That's why you call it triangular fuckery.
The SWIFT system, the Euro SWIFT system, the list goes on.
Right.
Before you and then they screw up your currency. You peg a friggin' naira to $1 that is already fake money. The French companies cannot even use their own natural resources as a peg for their currency. They have to use some fake money that the French give them to use.
Yeah.
your store of value, again, store of value is you work and then that energy, you get to store it in the currency.
A store of value.
That's what a store of value is. It's taken away from you right from scratch and it's just destroyed. Like put $1 million in a Nigerian account, it's what half of it.
You know, when you speak of store of value there, I think one thing to point out again here is that people's understanding of value, people's perception of value has been completely manipulated. Because to some people now, credit is more valuable than cash.
Debt.
Yes, debt is more valuable than cash. Which is an insane way to think, because this is why everyone is in debt. But this is debt that you cannot pay off. But I guess if you think about it, if you fully embrace the credit system, then you should really just live your life on credit. Really maximize the amount of debt that you get yourself into, because maximizing this amount of debt will allow you to live the best life possible. Go into debt and buy a house. Go into debt and buy a Lambo. Go into debt and buy multiple Lambos, actually. Go into debt and go shopping. Do all of these crazy things. And then when you can no longer pay for it, you simply just let it all go.
Bankruptcy.
You can file for bankruptcy, right? Especially if you're buying all of these things under your company.
I have something to say to that.
Or you could just exit the country. Go ahead.
I have something to say to that.
Yeah.
If you care about the environment so much, climate change, global warming, whatever you want to name it, energy is energy. It transforms. Debt is not energy. You just create fake energy and you destroy the environment in that process.
Yes.
So you cannot say you care about ESG or care about the environment if you're someone that is in debt, because you're creating fake energy and disrupting nature.
This is true. But I ask again now, think about, if you are in an environment where everyone is operating on the fake energy and you go in trying to operate with the real energy, do you see how you will be a loser in that situation? Because you can just go there, participate in the fake energy madness, which allows you to get tangible things. Because, hey, you can borrow.
You're stealing.
You can borrow a bunch of money. I mean, it's everyone is stealing in that case. Everyone, because there are people printed fake money to give to you, claiming that it is something that is tangible. So it would now make sense that you should probably borrow more of that fake money to go buy something that is tangible, and then exit the building. That's the only person that is winning.
You would think African countries would do that, right? But they're taking that fake money and keeping it back in their fake accounts. In Europe.
You know who is doing it right?
Who's doing it right?
All these the massive companies in America that take like the PPP loans and all these other things and the tax breaks and everything.
Yep.
Why did they not keep the money in America? Why are they always buying yachts? Why are they always buying private planes? Because those are tangible things, which, especially if you bought it outside of the US and it does not belong to you per se,
then you can't say you care about the environment, because at the end of the day, it all comes to total destruction of the planet.
Yes, brother. And that's what I'm saying, that we are in a building that is being totally plundered right now. Okay? Everyone is, scrambling, breaking away everything. It's straight up chaos right now.
Printing fake money to fight wars in Ukraine and Israel.
Exactly, brother.
And Yemen.
But here's the thing: how much of the money makes it there? How much of it gets deviated into other assets that are real? There has to be a reason why all of these people are buying massive houses on the islands. There has to be a reason why these people are buying whole islands, because those assets are more tangible than the fake money being printed.
Yeah, but you build a house and you destroy the environment just to build the house. You kill the trees, you kill the soil just to build the ugly ass white house.
Yes, but that's the thing. Do they care? In fact, is the climate destruction that they are pushing, is it really real as they say?
No, it's not.
Where is the evidence? Can we get various angles of the same research, right, that confirms the same thing? Because I'm finding it hard to believe that I should believe climate research that was funded by the gas companies. It seems to me that research has to come out in favor of the gas company.
The same gas company that is stealing the gas from Africa. The same
Exactly.
gas company that is now saying you can no longer use coal. Africa is trying to come out of poverty, but now they're trying to put all these climate regulations on small little Africa.
Exactly.
Well, Africa is not small, by the way.
It's not small, but why are they doing these things? It does not add up, right? So it is very interesting, and I think that this is exactly why we have something that is so unique, so strong as Bitcoin, that allows us to be able to take back our value. This is the important part, taking back that value, which is trapped in the current system, which has been configured all across the world. It is absolutely incredible. I want to point you guys back again to El Salvador, the only country that has paid off the IMF. Did they pay it off completely, or did they just...
Almost done. Like middle finger.
Okay. But there's been no country that has made a dent in payments back to the IMF like El Salvador has. And I think to this point, the only thing that is still standing very unique about that country is that these people embraced Bitcoin and they fully went for it. So it's an environment to be paying attention to, because it is a clear experiment as to how this thing can be implemented in other countries. And for African leaders who do not adapt to this thing, I think that they need to come to the realization that they will lose control. Yeah, they will lose control of their
resources,
of their cabinet. They will lose control of everything, of their power, way before they even recognize it. Because in those areas, it seems to me that the governments are not able to reach out to the people or track down the people as much as you would in other developed nations. So as people begin to understand Bitcoin more and more and begin to transact in Bitcoin more and more, it seems to me that the people's economy will just suddenly split from the
established
economy that exists right now.
Yep.
They can put laws to force people to pay for things in their own currency only. But I think that those laws will not hold up when, again, right now there's black markets, right, still going on.
Yep.
Those laws will not hold up when the mass is just not putting up with it. You would have to lock up everyone. And this is a battle that these people cannot win, because it's not a violent one. If it is a violent one, we know that they know how to send people, the police after people, to come and hold people against their will, lock them up, beat them up, all those kinds of things. But who do you come and suppress when everyone has the same power? The power to transfer that value anywhere across the world without your intervention. And I think this is that unique opportunity for Africa to remove themselves from this. It's incredible, the growth that is going to start happening once Africa starts really transacting more in Bitcoin, because the continent is already there. The continent is there, it's vibrant, there's smart people there. These people have done nothing but live through tough times. There's been not credit for most of these people. So these people know how to live within their means. You're not just going to suddenly go from living that frugal lifestyle to all of a sudden full-blown credit life. I think this is a massive advantage for most African nations, as we're sure.
Now that you know your problem and the answer to your problem, get accountable leadership in place, Africa will be top-notch, literally.
Yeah, this is true.
Take back control of the money. That's it.
The structure of leadership has to change as well, massively.
Yep.
It cannot be the same thing that we have right now.
Yep.
But yeah, as time goes by, I think that the world is restructuring itself. It's definitely changing way faster than any of us would have imagined. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your comments, your thoughts on this in the comments down below. We would like to further discuss this with you all. You also subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers this year. We will do whatever we can to make it there, even if we have to show up at your own doorstep and knock down so that you can
push
subscribe
the
the
like
button. Yeah. We're also on X as STAKKFin. Hit us up there, and we're also on Spotify as STAKK. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Brazen out.
Double O.